Everything in this universe has a cycle, whether it's life or death or just seasonal or rotational. We also understand that there's timing for certain things. As animists, we can strengthen our practice if we're more mindful of these cycles. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video by Pan Society. I'm Cherie, and today I want to talk about cycles and becoming aware of them and being more mindful so that it strengthens your practice as an animist and your belief systems. Some of these cycles you already are aware of and you probably observe them anyway, so we'll still talk about them just to put them in a perspective of everything else. But when you start to put more mindfulness behind them, you'll see why we do things the way we do. One of the biggest cycles you'll probably recognize, everybody does, is the year. And this is the sun with the Earth's rotation around it. And that's 365-ish days. So we calculate that time. But besides it just being the year, this is where we get the wheel of the year from. This is our seasons along with the Earth's personal rotation. So with this, we observe the seasons changing, how long the days are, how long the nights are. And our ancestors calculated this, and we practice this still today when we watch, everything grow and change along with that. So this is one of the bigger things that's very observable that you can choose to put into your practice. And you probably already do, especially if you're observing the seasons or equinoxes and the Sabbats and everything else that go along with that. So it's an easy one to observe, but then we'll pull it down one smaller with the Earth. So the Earth has its own its own personal rotation, and that's what we consider the day. And so we practice this by waking up and going to sleep at certain hours. Growing time is based on this along with the year. So we can calculate how much time we have of sunlight, how much time we have of nighttime, and we use that. Now, combining the year and the day, we figure out our growing seasons. Farmers still use these practices today. And with that cycle, you can think about those itty bitty little teeny seeds that they're planting. We know how long that cycle is. Once it goes into the ground, the approximate germination rate, the stages each plant goes through all the way till harvest, so that we can calculate when the perfect time to plant it is and when the time to harvest it is. As women, we also are mindful of the lunar cycle, and this is the month, 28 to 31 days depending on, and this is because we have our menses, our cycles, and that's one of those magical times you can start to predict and calculate, because along with that, we know ovulation, the timing for ovulation, we know the timing for all of that goes through if you're in practice and you're mindful of your body and you're very aware of what's going on. Knowing all these cycles helps us find a balance in life. So if you're feeling out of whack, it might be because you're out of balance and you're out of whatever's happening. So you can always bring yourself back to it in your practice. And on that note, we think about creatures as well, what that timing is. This is migration of birds, whales, other animals, hibernation times for animals that do that during the winter. Also, I'm a beekeeper, and we can time that. Like if we see queen cells forming, we know as soon as that's capped, we have so many days until a swarm happens. Everything in nature has a timing to it and a cycle. So I challenge you, if you would like, to start paying attention to these links. Journal them if you like, because then you'll see that there's a pattern happening. You'll get in tune with that. But then also you'll notice when things are off in the big picture. Like this year was kind of for everybody, it was a funky year. But also even in the growing seasons, we are probably 2 weeks to a month behind with all of our fruit production and our veggie production. Same thing with the animals. I noticed the turkeys coming through later this year. So it's one of those things that it's always on my mind, and it helps me deepen my practice and my spirituality. And I hope that you can put it into your practice and your spirituality as well. So comment down below and let me know if you are already practicing mindfulness about cycles of life in the universe, or if you have any other tips and tricks that I haven't mentioned. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next pan video.